right, so we're diving into mindfulness today,
Okay.
but not like,
Yeah.
the kind where you got to sit still for like hours on end.
Much rare.
We're talking about bringing it into a busy life,
Exactly.
and we're going straight to the source with this one.
Okay.
Thich Nhat Hanh's The Miracle of Mindfulness.
Such a good book.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, and it's really cool because it actually started as a letter
Oh, wow.
from Thich Nhat Hanh to a social worker
Okay.
named Brother Quang, who was,
During the war.
trying to find peace in the middle of the Vietnam War.
Talk about a stressful situation, right?
Seriously.
To be looking for inner peace like that.
Yeah.
So, these ideas are like tried and true.
Battle tested. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, so we're going to dive into excerpts from the book
Okay.
and hopefully help you find ways to bring some calm into your busy life, too.
Yeah, and you don't need hours of meditation for it.
No, not at all.
It's all about finding those little moments throughout the day.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. So think about this.
Okay.
Have you ever just felt like washing the dishes
Oh, yeah.
is like a chore? You just got to get through it.
All the time.
Well, Thich Nhat Hanh sees it as a chance to practice mindfulness.
Really?
Yeah, he teaches about washing the dishes to wash the dishes.
Okay, so not to
Right.
think about everything else you need to do.
Yeah, be fully present in the act of washing itself.
So just focus on the actual experience of washing.
Exactly.
Like the warm water, the feel of the dishes.
Yeah, it was so...
All of it.
Okay. I can see how that could be helpful, but I have to admit, my mind tends to wander a lot.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, I'll start out trying to focus on my breath, but then suddenly I'm thinking about what I need to get at the grocery store later.
Oh, totally normal.
Is that normal?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
The point isn't to
Yeah.
shut off your thoughts completely. It's more about...
Noticing when your mind wanders and gently guiding it back.
Oh,
So, it's like...
it's like training a puppy.
Yeah,
You don't get mad when it gets distracted. You just keep bringing it back to focus.
that's a great analogy.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and Thich Nhat Hanh actually talks about
Okay.
using the breath as an anchor to kind of help you stay present.
Okay.
He gives specific instructions in the book.
Does he really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
About how to pay attention to your inhales and exhales.
Okay.
And how to use your breath to calm your mind and body.
So he even talks about the breath body. What is
Yeah.
that exactly?
That's basically recognizing how your breath and your physical sensations are connected.
Oh, okay.
Because, when you're stressed, you might notice your breath getting short and shallow.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? So by focusing on your breath, you can actually start to relax your body too.
It's like a 2-for-1 deal.
Exactly.
Calming the mind and the body.
I love that, yeah.
That's great.
And think about how this could help you during your day. Imagine you're stuck in traffic, you're feeling frustrated. Instead of getting all worked up,
Yeah.
you could take a few deep breaths and focus on the sensations of your breath body.
Oh.
It might not make the traffic magically disappear,
Right.
but it can definitely help you feel calmer in that moment.
Okay. I'm starting to see how this could be really useful in everyday life.
Yeah.
But what about when you're dealing with a conflict
Oh, yeah.
with a coworker or something? Can mindfulness really help with that?
It definitely can.
Okay.
And this is where Thich Nhat Hanh's background gets really interesting.
Okay, tell me more.
Okay, so he was actually a key figure
Oh, wow.
in the Vietnamese peace movement,
Wow.
and he created something called engaged Buddhism.
Engaged Buddhism.
Yeah.
What is that?
So it's actually not about being forceful at all.
Okay.
It's the idea that your inner peace and your actions in the world are connected.
Oh, okay.
So cultivating compassion and understanding within yourself can actually help you create more peace
Right.
in your relationships and your community too.
So it's like working on yourself so you can show up better for others.
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
Okay, I like that.
And in the book, Thich Nhat Hanh really emphasizes the importance
Okay.
of cultivating compassion for everyone,
Everyone.
even people you find difficult.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's
That's a tall order, right?
tough.
But I remember there's a story he tells about
Okay.
an emperor who goes to see a hermit for advice.
Okay.
And the hermit doesn't answer his questions directly,
Really?
but instead involves him in taking care of a wounded man
Okay.
who turns out to be the emperor's enemy.
Oh, wow.
So it's like this powerful illustration of how
Right.
compassion can arise even in unexpected situations, and
Yeah.
it challenges us to think about
Yeah.
how we can bring that kind of radical compassion to our own lives.
Okay, so maybe instead of getting annoyed with that coworker, I try to see things from their perspective and understand where they're coming from.
Exactly. It might not solve the conflict immediately, but
Yeah.
it can definitely shift your approach
Right.
and create a more open and understanding space for communication.
That's really helpful.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Good.
Okay, I have a confession, though.
Okay.
I struggle with feeling like I never have enough time.
Oh, yeah.
There's never enough time in the day.
I hear that.
It's so stressful.
Well, there's a story in the book about
Okay.
a busy father named Alan,
Okay.
and he feels like he has unlimited time.
What? Unlimited time?
Yeah, when he thinks of his children's time as his own.
Wait, I'm confused.
Yeah, it sounds paradoxical, right?
Yeah. How can you have unlimited time?
It's not about literally having more hours in the day.
Okay.
It's about shifting your perspective on time.
Okay. Tell me more. I'm very interested.
Okay, so think about it this way.
Okay.
When you're fully present in the moment,
Yeah.
you're not constantly wishing time away
Right.
or rushing to get to the next thing.
Okay.
You're actually experiencing each moment as it unfolds,
Yeah.
which can make it feel like time expands.
So instead of feeling stressed about having to help my kids with their homework,
Right.
I could try to see it as an opportunity to connect with them and just be present in that moment.
Exactly.
Oh, I like that.
And being more present can actually make you more efficient too.
Really?
Yeah.
So mindfulness could actually save me time.
Think about it when you're distracted and multitasking.
Yeah.
You're not giving your full attention to anything.
Right.
But when you're fully present, you're more focused and effective,
Okay.
which means you can get things done more quickly.
That's amazing.
Right.
I never thought about mindfulness as like a productivity hack.
It's one of the hidden benefits.
Okay. I like that.
So now let's talk about this really intriguing metaphor.
Okay.
Thich Nhat Hanh uses
Okay.
the almond tree.
The almond tree.
Yeah, he asks how many people truly see the almond tree.
So he's not just talking about appreciating nature.
Right.
It feels like he's going deeper than that.
You're right. He's getting at this idea of interconnectedness,
Okay.
which is a big concept in Buddhist philosophy.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Break it down for me.
Okay, so he's using the almond tree to illustrate
Okay.
how everything is connected.
Okay.
And to really understand this,
Yeah.
we need to talk about the 5 aggregates.
The 5 what now?
I know it sounds complicated, but just think of them
Okay.
as like the building blocks of your experience.
Okay.
So, form is your physical body.
Okay.
Feelings are your emotions.
Uh-huh.
Perceptions are how you see the world.
Okay.
Mental formations are your thoughts and beliefs.
Okay.
And consciousness is your awareness.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Mm-hmm.
But how does this connect back to the almond tree?
Well, Thich Nhat Hanh is saying that if everything is interconnected,
Okay.
then even that tree in your yard is a part of you in some way.
Whoa.
It's a mind-bending concept, right? But it can help us approach the world with more compassion and understanding.
Wow, I'm already feeling like my mind is expanding.
Good.
But I'm also wondering how all of this fits together.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've covered finding mindfulness in everyday actions,
Right.
using the breath as a tool.
Yep.
Cultivating compassion.
Mm-hmm.
And now this idea that everything's interconnected.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take in.
It is.
We're going to unpack it all as we go deeper into the book.
I will.
All right, I'm ready for more.
Awesome.
Let's dive into part 2.
Let's go. So welcome back to our deep dive into the Miracle of Mindfulness.
I'm ready for more.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
You know what really struck me about this book?
Okay.
Is that Thich Nhat Hanh doesn't make mindfulness sound like
Yeah.
something only monks can do.
Right, like it feels like he's saying anyone can practice this,
Exact.
even if you have a super busy life.
Yeah, anyone can do it.
Okay, good. I like that.
Yeah, he gives you all these exercises and techniques, and they're surprisingly simple.
Okay, so tell me more. What are some of these techniques? Because I need to upgrade my mindfulness skills.
Okay, so there's this one that seems almost too easy,
Okay.
but it's super powerful.
Okay.
It's called the half smile.
The half smile.
Yeah.
Like I'm not fully grinning,
Right.
but I'm not frowning either.
Exactly. It's just like this tiny shift in your face.
Yeah.
But it can really change how you feel. And he suggests practicing it first thing in the morning
Okay.
before you even get out of bed.
So I'm lying there half asleep and I just half smile.
Yeah. You can even
Okay.
hang a little reminder somewhere.
Okay.
You'll see it when you open your eyes.
Okay.
Maybe a picture of a smile or a word
Right.
or even just a branch.
So just a visual cue to start the day with a peaceful feeling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like that.
And you can do it throughout the day too.
Really?
Yeah, anytime you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed.
Just soften your face and try that little half smile.
So it's like a secret weapon against stress.
Exactly. I love that.
Okay, that one's going on my list to try, for sure.
Awesome.
What else?
What else is in the mindfulness toolkit?
Yeah.
Well, he talks about letting go
Okay.
in different positions.
Okay.
So lying down, sitting,
Yes.
it's all about relaxing your muscles really consciously.
Oh, so kind of like a body scan meditation,
Mm-hmm.
where you focus on each part of your body.
Exactly.
Okay.
He talks about letting your muscles sink into the floor
Mm-hmm.
or feeling as light as silk hanging in a breeze.
Okay.
And all the while, you're keeping that gentle half smile going.
Okay. My shoulders are already feeling looser just thinking about it.
I know, right?
This sounds amazing.
It's so good.
Perfect for the end of a long day.
Yeah.
But what about, like, when you can't just lie down
Mm-hmm.
or sit still?
Yeah, he has something for that too.
Does he really?
He calls it mindfulness of the positions of the body.
Mindfulness of the positions of the body.
Okay, so it's basically like...
So it's about being aware of how your body is moving.
Exactly. Every step you take,
Mhm.
every movement you make,
Oh.
even like the reason you're doing it.
Oh, wow.
So like if you're standing on a hill,
Yeah.
are you there to take in the view or to practice breathing?
Right.
Or just to like be still for a minute?
So, like, each movement becomes an opportunity for mindfulness.
Exactly.
I can see how that could, like, change how you experience.
Yeah. Well, everything.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
And he even talks about, like, chores
Okay.
can become mindful, too.
Really?
He suggests, like, really slowing down when you're cleaning.
Okay.
Breaking each task down into these smaller steps.
So instead of like rushing through cleaning the bathroom,
Right.
I would really focus on each action.
Exactly.
Like scrubbing the toilet,
Yeah.
wiping down the mirror.
Yeah. Move 3 times slower than usual.
Wow.
And, like, pay attention to the feel of the water.
Right. The smell of the soak, the sponge in your hand.
It's like finding those hidden moments of peace.
Yeah.
Even in the middle of cleaning the bathroom.
I know, right?
Okay, I'm sold. What else?
Okay, so he takes this idea even further with bathing.
Amazing. Okay.
He suggests taking like a slow motion bath.
What's a slow motion bath?
So it's like 30 to 45 minutes.
A bath that long?
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Right.
I can totally do that.
It's all about tuning into every sensation.
Okay.
The temperature of the water, the feel of the soap,
Okay.
the sound of the water.
Sign me up.
Right.
This is great. It's like turning your bathroom into a spa.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta ask, what is this I read about the pebble practice?
Ah.
Okay, tell me more.
Okay, so for this one, you sit still and breathe slowly.
Okay.
But here's the twist. You picture yourself as a pebble,
Okay.
sinking in like a clear stream.
That sounds so relaxing.
Right.
Like incredibly relaxing.
It is, the idea is to like let go of all the striving, all the tension, and just surrender to the moment.
Okay.
Like that pebble just drifting down to the riverbed. There's no rush, no forcing things.
Oh, I love that sometimes I think we forget
Mhm.
that it's okay to just let go and
Right.
trust the flow.
Yeah, and he even recommends taking like one full day a week.
A whole day.
Yeah,
Wow.
just for mindfulness practice.
What'd you even do for a whole day of mindfulness?
Well, he suggests things like cleaning, cooking,
Okay.
taking one of those slow motion baths we talked about,
Right.
spending time in nature,
Okay.
reading, writing.
Simple things, but with like your full attention.
Exactly.
Okay, it sounds like the perfect reset button.
It
Like
is.
your life.
Totally. And the idea is that eventually
Okay.
you start to integrate these practices
Hmm.
into your everyday life. So
Right.
every day becomes a little bit more mindful.
I love that.
Yeah.
But I have to be honest.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff he talks about,
Yeah.
like meditating on your own self or detaching from things,
Right.
that sounds kind of intimidating.
Yeah.
Like, is it really possible to actually experience those states of awareness?
I mean, remember, it's a journey, not a destination.
Right.
He gives you ways to approach those more advanced practices,
Okay.
but they take time and patience.
Sure.
And honestly, even if you never reach those like super advanced states,
Yeah.
just practicing mindfulness for a few minutes each day
Okay.
can make a huge difference.
That's encouraging. It's like learning any new skill.
Exactly.
You start with the basics and keep practicing.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
earlier we talked about Thich Nhat Hanh's idea of engaged Buddhism.
Right.
How does that actually show up in the book?
Well, he keeps coming back to this idea of compassion,
Okay.
not just for yourself, but for everyone.
Right.
And he ties that directly to like how you act in the world.
So it's not just about feeling peaceful inside.
Right.
It's about using that peace to like make positive impact.
Exactly. He talks about how mindfulness helps you see how connected everything is.
Right.
And how your actions have a ripple effect.
So it's like taking responsibility for how your actions impact others,
Mm-hmm.
the world around you.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's powerful.
Yeah.
It makes mindfulness feel less like a personal thing
Mm-hmm.
and more like something that can actually contribute
Right.
to a better world.
Exactly. And there's this one passage in the book
Okay.
that I found really inspiring.
Okay.
He's talking about how every action can be a right.
Okay.
And he uses this metaphor of climbing a wall.
Oh, okay.
You start with like a thin thread,
Uh-huh.
then you tie on a thicker string,
Okay.
then a rope, until you can finally like reach the top.
So even small mindful actions can lead to big achievements.
Exactly. It's a reminder that mindfulness isn't about being perfect.
Right.
It's about showing up each day and doing your best
Yeah.
to be present and compassionate.
Okay. I'm feeling so inspired to start putting some of this into practice.
Good. I'm glad.
But before we wrap up,
Yeah.
is there anything else we should highlight from the book?
I mean, there's so much more to explore.
There is.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
In the final part of our deep dive,
Okay.
we'll go even deeper into some of the nuances of mindfulness.
Okay.
We'll talk about understanding your own mind,
Oh.
seeing things clearly,
Mm-hmm.
and acting with intention.
Oh, wow. I can't wait.
I'm excited.
I'll see you in part 3.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we are back for our final deep dive into the miracle of mindfulness.
I'm excited to finish this up.
Me too.
Yeah.
It feels like we're uncovering
Yeah.
a whole new way of approaching life
Yeah.
with all this stuff.
It's exciting.
It is.
Yeah.
And Thich Nhat Hanh just has this way of
Mhm.
making even really complex ideas
Yay.
seem clear and accessible.
Yeah, he's a great teacher.
He is a great teacher.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to keep going. I want to go even deeper.
Okay, let's do it.
What else can we learn from him about navigating the challenges of like everyday life with more mindfulness?
Well, one of the things he emphasizes is understanding
Okay.
the nature of your own mind.
Okay.
And he uses this interesting analogy
Okay.
about thoughts and feelings being like visitors coming and going
Oh, yeah?
through a gate.
I remember that he talks about our minds being like guards at the
Yeah.
emperor's gate,
Exactly.
observing each thought and feeling as it like enters and exits.
Yeah, but he points out that this analogy has a limitation.
Oh, does it?
It kind of suggests that the visitors, our thoughts and feelings,
Yeah.
are separate from the guard, our mind.
Okay.
And really, it's not about trying to control or block our thoughts and feelings. It's
Right.
more about just noticing them without judging them.
So we're not trying to like shut them out completely.
Exactly.
We're just observing them.
Right. He says that we are both the guard and the visitor at the same time.
Whoa, okay, hold on. So we're both the mind, Andy the observer of the mind.
Exactly.
Okay, that's a lot to process.
It is a mind-blowing concept.
It is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Like it makes you realize that your thoughts and feelings, they aren't something to be afraid of
Right.
or fight against, but just like
Yeah.
a part of your experience that you can learn to navigate.
Exactly. And he gives us these specific techniques for doing that.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he talks about mindfulness of the mind,
Mindfulness of the mind, okay.
where you just become aware of each thought and feeling
Okay.
as it pops up
Yeah.
without getting swept away by it.
So instead of getting lost in like a worry spiral,
Right.
I would just say to myself, okay, there's worry,
Yeah.
and then gently bring my attention back to the present moment.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay.
It's about creating space in your mind
Yeah.
so you can observe your thoughts and feelings without getting totally overwhelmed.
So it's like having a little breathing room
Yes, exactly.
in my head.
I love that.
I like that too.
And you can use this not just during a meditation, but like all the time.
Really? So like I could
Yeah.
use it if I'm
Yeah,
in a stressful meeting
totally.
at work and I start to feel anxious.
Instead of letting that anxiety take over,
Right.
you could take a moment to pause,
Mm-hmm.
notice it,
Yeah.
and choose how you want to respond.
It's like having a superpower,
It is.
like the ability to choose calm
Right.
instead of just like reacting automatically.
Exactly. And speaking of seeing things clearly,
Right.
Thich Nhat Hanh also talks about how our perceptions can be kind of tricky.
What do you mean?
Well, think about a time when you might have like totally misjudged a situation
Okay.
because you were having a bad day.
Oh yeah, totally.
Our perceptions are often shaped by like our past experiences, our beliefs, even our mood.
So what I think is reality might not actually be the whole truth.
Exactly. He encourages us to look at our perceptions with a critical eye,
Okay.
realizing they might not always be objective.
Right.
Like, it's easy to jump to conclusions or make assumptions
Oh yeah.
without even realizing it.
That's humbling.
It is.
It makes you realize you don't always have the full picture.
Right.
So how do you get better at seeing things clearly then?
Well, he talks about the practice of looking deeply,
Looking deeply.
which basically means examining your thoughts, feelings, and perceptions
Okay.
with curiosity and an open mind.
So instead of getting stuck in my usual way of seeing things,
Mhm.
I try to question my assumptions and consider different perspectives.
Exactly. It's like having a beginner's mind,
Okay.
approaching each situation with fresh eyes,
Right.
like you're seeing it for the first time.
I like that it reminds me that learning and growing
Mm-hmm.
require you to let go of your old ideas.
Right.
Be open to new possibilities.
I love that.
And speaking of growth,
Yeah.
Thich Nhat Hanh also talks about the importance of mindful action.
Yes, he does.
What does that mean exactly?
He says that every action, even the smallest ones, can create suffering or happiness, both for ourselves and for others.
So it's not just about how I think and feel,
Right.
it's about how I act in the world.
Exactly. He encourages us to think about the consequences of our actions,
Okay.
both in the short term and the long term,
Yeah.
and to choose actions that align with our values of compassion, wisdom, and peace.
Right, so it's like that saying what we do matters,
Mm-hmm.
but with mindfulness, it's not about being perfect.
No, it's about being intentional.
Okay.
He calls it right action,
Right action.
acting with purpose, awareness, and kindness.
I like that.
It's about making choices that lead us toward greater peace and well-being for ourselves and everyone around us.
This whole deep dive has been such an eye-opener.
I know, me too.
It feels like Thich Nhat Hanh is giving us
Yeah,
like a roadmap for a more meaningful and fulfilling life.
he is. And the best part is
Yeah.
anyone can follow this path no matter who you are or what your background is.
Yeah, that's really cool. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
a gift we can give ourselves.
Totally.
And in doing so, we also give it to the world.
I love that.
Well, I think we've reached the end
Yeah,
of our deep dive into the miracle of mindfulness.
we have, but remember, this is just the beginning of
Okay.
your own exploration.
Right.
Go back to the book experiment with these practices.
Mhm.
See how they work in your own life.
And hey, maybe you'll discover that washing the dishes
Yeah.
can be a path to enlightenment.
You never know until you try it.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
Of course, it was my pleasure.
Until next time, happy, mindful living, everyone.